Well, welcome back to another not so mid-major episode where we are going to be analyzing every single NHL team between now until NHL Draft Day. We are over 1/3 of the way through this video series, and we are going to be analyzing the St. Louis Blues in this video. And as always, if you like this video series, please hit like, please hit subscribe. It helps me a lot. I am very surprised about the number of views I'm getting on this video, so please, it will help me out a lot. But we will get into what the St. Louis Blues traded away, what did they receive, what are their draft picks, what did they give away, what did they receive in return for all these different trades. So without further ado, St. Louis Blues have basically all of their draft picks except for the second round, but they did gain a Dallas Stars first round pick and a Toronto Maple Leafs first round pick. They also did gain a third round pick from the Ottawa Senators. And as always, let's go round by round. What did the St. Louis Blues give away? What did they receive in return? Well, in that first round, there was a trade made with the New York Rangers back on February 9th of 2023, where the New York Rangers received Vladimir Tarasenko at 50% of his contract salary and Niko Mikkola. St. Louis Blues, on the other hand, receiving Samuel Blais, Hunter Skinner, a 2023 first round pick, which is actually the Dallas Stars, and a 2024 fourth round pick, which is actually a conditional pick. So and now let's break down the individual pieces. Well, there's a lot of players to talk about in this first pick. So let's start off with Niko Mikkola. What did the New York Rangers receive? Mikkola was drafted in the 5th round in 2015. He played with the Blues for 139 games, 4 goals, 16 assists, 188 blocks, and 259 hits. With the New York Rangers, 31 games, 1 goal, 2 assists, 38 blocks, 55 hits. And the big name in this trade, Vladimir Tarasenko. He was drafted in the first round in 2010 by the St. Louis Blues. With the Blues, played 11 years, 644 games, 262 goals, which is 5th in franchise, 291 assists, which is 7th in franchise, 553 points, which is 5th in franchise, 65 power play goals, which is 6th in franchise, 44 game-winning goals, which is 3rd in franchise. And for that 2023 first round pick, how did the New York Rangers receive Dallas Stars first round pick? Well, that was a trade made back on September 19th of 2022, where the Rangers received a 2023 first round pick and a 2025 fourth round pick, whereas the Dallas Stars received Nils Lundkvist. And the players involved in these different trades, Hunter Skinner. He was drafted in the 4th round in 2019 by the New York Rangers. He played for the Hartford Wolfpack for 67 games, 5 goals, 12 assists. For the Springfield Thunderbirds, again, both AHL teams, 15 games, 6 assists. And now Samuel Blais, well, he was originally drafted in the 6th round in 2014 by the St. Louis Blues. He was then traded to the Rangers in a trade involving Pavel Buchnevich, and now back with the Blues. In total NHL career, played with the Blues for 150 games, 26 goals, 29 assists for 485 hits. With the New York Rangers, 54 games, 9 assists, 156 hits. And now going on to the next set of picks in this first round, which is actually a 3-way trade involving the St. Louis Blues, the Minnesota Wild, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And there's a lot going on in this 3-way trade. So the St. Louis Blues receiving Adam Gaudette, Mikhail Abramov, a 2023 first round pick, which is the Toronto Maple Leafs, a 2023 third round pick, which is actually the Ottawa Senators, and a 2024 second round pick, which is the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs receiving Ryan O'Reilly at 50% of his contract salary, Josh Pilar, and Noel Osiari. Minnesota Wild receiving 50% of Ryan O'Reilly's contract and a 2025 fourth round pick, which is the Toronto Maple Leafs. So and now let's break down the individual pieces of this pick. There's a lot of players to go around, so let's start off with Noel. So there's a lot of different players involved in these. So there's a lot of different players involved in this trade. So let's start off with So there's a lot of different players involved in this trade. So let's start off with what did the Minnesota Wild. So there's a lot of different players involved in this trade. So let's start off with what the Toronto Maple Leafs received. Noel Osiari. He was undrafted and actually signed with the Bruins back in 2015. He was a free agent and then signed with the Panthers, and then free agent and signed with the Blues. With the Bruins, played 180 games, 18 goals, 13 assists, 31 points, 505 hits. The Panthers played 127 games, 27 goals, 19 assists, 182 blocks, and 260 hits. With the St. Louis Blues, 54 games, 10 goals, 8 assists, 168 hits. Toronto Maple Leafs, 23 games, 4 goals, 1 assist, and 76 hits. Josh Pillar, well, he's mostly played in the AHL with the Blazers, 183 games, 43 goals, 83 assists for 126 points. With the Blades, 45 games, 9 goals, 14 assists, and 23 points. And now Ryan O'Reilly. He was drafted back in the second round in 2009 by the Colorado Avalanche. He was then traded to the Buffalo Sabres and then to the St. Louis Blues. With the Avalanche, played 427 games, 90 goals, 156 assists. With the Buffalo Sabres, 224 games, 65 goals, 111 assists. With the St. Louis Blues, 327 games, 97 goals, 172 assists. With the Toronto Maple Leafs, 13 games, 4 goals, 7 assists. Now, what did the St. Louis Blues receive? Mikhail Abramov, drafted in the 4th round by the Toronto Maple Leafs in 2019, played with the Marlies for 100 games, 13 goals, 31 assists for 44 points. With the Thunderbirds, 21 games, 5 goals, 3 assists. And Adam Gaudette, he was drafted in the 5th round in 2015 by the Vancouver Canucks. He was then traded to the Blackhawks in 2021. He was claimed off of waivers by the Ottawa Senators in 2021, actually. With the Canucks, played 153 games, 21 goals, 31 assists for 52 points. Chicago Blackhawks, just 15 games, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points. Ottawa Senators, 50 games, 4 goals, 8 assists, 12 points. With the Thunderbirds, which is the AHL for the St. Louis Blues, 25 games, 7 goals, 10 assists. On to the second round, where there was a trade made by the St. Louis Blues with the Detroit Red Wings, which I already talked about in the actually last video that I posted right now. But this was a trade back on March 21st of 2022, where the Detroit Red Wings acquired Oskar Sundqvist, Jake Wallman, and a 2023 second round pick, which is the St. Louis Blues. St. Louis Blues receiving Luke Witkowski and Nick Leddy at 50% of his contract salary. And I'm so sorry that this is redundant information, but this is what's going to be happening in all these different videos. We are going to be talking about trades that already happened, that I already talked about in previous videos. But let's break down what did the Detroit Red Wings receive in all these. Starting off with Jake Wallman. He was drafted in the 3rd round in 2014 by the St. Louis Blues. Didn't get a start until really about the 2020-2021 season. With the Blues, 57 games, 4 goals, 4 assists. With the Detroit Red Wings, 82 games, 9 goals, 13 assists for 153 blocks. And now Oskar Sundqvist. Again, very interesting video. Please go watch that in the Detroit Red Wings. But he was drafted in the 3rd round by the Pittsburgh Penguins in 2012. Was a part of a trade with Ryan Reeves to the Blues. He then would be traded from the Red Wings to the Wild for a 4th round pick. Again, I talked about that in that video, so please go watch it. But with the St. Louis Blues, played 242 games, 35 goals, and 48 assists. I kind of want to talk about this 3rd round pick because I know I didn't mention it previously, but how did the Toronto Maple Leafs receive that 3rd round pick from the Ottawa Senators? Well, that was a trade made back on July 1st of 2022 where the Toronto Maple Leafs received Matt Murray at 25% of his contract salary, a 2023 3rd round pick, and a 2024 7th round pick. Ottawa Senators just receiving future considerations. Yeah. I am going to be pissed if I have to talk about another god freaking future considerations in these different trades. I don't understand you. Please help me understand. Things are falling. And that is it for this one. Please let me know, what do you think about three-way trades? Is there ever a winner, loser, and someone that is like in between of these things, or is there a clear winner and 2 clear losers in these three-way trades? But until then, please hit like, please hit subscribe. Again, I will be posting a video between now until NHL Draft Day. I know I need to catch up a little bit, so I probably will be posting 2 videos a day for the next 2 or 3 days. But until next time, please stay safe and please stay healthy.